So I was contacted by somebody who has an Etsy shop, and it is called Stitch It Picasso. And in their shop they have a bunch of patterns, and so they sent me a pattern that I liked, and and it's this green succulent. So I never bought a pattern before. So basically when you buy a pattern, this one is in like a PDF format, so like when you buy it they just send like a digital file to you. And so the succulent, the one I got, it looks really cute. So I'm new to this. So this shop, when they send you a PDF file, it has like 3 different kind of patterns. So like the first one is just like a little color, the color version, and then the next page is like a black and white with like symbols and stuff on there, and also there's like a color and symbol. So the first thing I thought of when I looked at this was like, wow, that's a lot of colors. Like if I went to the store and bought like these specific colors, they're probably like 50 cents each, and there's like, I don't know how many colors there are here. 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, like 18 colors. So I'm thinking like, do I really want to spend like $10 on colors, or should I just use the stuff that I already have? Dug into my old box of like cross-stitching kits that I've done before, and so like I have like these wads of colors, and so I just look through them and just find like similar colors, and I think that should be sufficient. Like you don't have to be perfect, like just as long as you get the right idea of what the colors are. So like when I look at this, I see like greens and grays and tans and blues. So the first colors that I would look for are the ones that are like super obvious, and like I don't want to look at the greens because there's just so many greens. So if there's just like one blue, then I just pick out like that one blue and stitch that first. And I would look for like a variety of greens afterwards, and if I don't have that color I might go to the store, but I'm hoping that I don't have to. One of the next things I would do with the pattern is like, you want to know how big it is. So like on the pattern there are like these squares here. Okay, so like on these patterns it lists out like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So you know that the pattern is like 50, at least 50 something squares for the vertical, and then horizontal is like, I think it goes to like 60 something. So basically you can choose like how big the pattern is going to be. So I just have this like lying around. I think my mom picked this up from a thrift store. So this is an 8x18 count, so it's pretty small. So I want this pattern to not be that big. I just put my cross stitches on the wall. So let's see here. So if you take this out, so let's just say this pattern is like 65 by 65 or something. So you want to see, so there's 18 per inch, but I just count to see like how many, like visually you want to see like how many 10 squares fills up. So I'm just gonna count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like 10 is like the width of my finger for this. So if I want 65 by 65, then it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like just roughly it'll be like this wide, and so roughly this big. So I don't know, let's get my measuring tape out. So I'm not super exact here. You don't need to be super exact right now. So it would probably be like around, I would say roughly like under 6 inches. But usually when you put it onto a hoop, you want to have like extra spacing, like maybe 1 or 2 inches around. So what I would do is get a hoop that is bigger than the pattern, like this hoop here, is 7.5, so that's like perfect for the size. So when you cut the fabric, you want at least 8 inches, like 8 by 8, but I'm going to leave even more. I think I'm going to do like 2 inches extra. I might do like a 10 by 10 cut. It's always good to have a little extra in case the fabric frays, but I think 10 by 10 should be sufficient. Like, I have a lot of fabric here, so I'm just gonna cut it. Okay, so here I have a 10 by 10 of 18 count, and I'll put it into this hoop here. Okay, now it's ready to go, and I have with me an extra needle here, and so far I've only chosen out three different colors of thread. So like when I look at this pattern, the most obvious one that pops out at me is this dark blue, so I just found like this dark blue. Hopefully this is enough. And other colors I found that pop out besides the greens is like a gray. So this is a gray thread, and then another color. So there's like 3 different tans on here, but to me, like to my eye, it just looks so similar. So I'm just going to use just like one for all 3 of those colors, because I think with the finished pattern, I don't think people are going to be able to tell or even able to like see like there's like a difference. So that's what I'm gonna do. So it's been 3 days and I actually finished. Does it look like a succulent? I decided to go with this wooden hoop instead of the plasticky pink one because I want to hang it on the wall, and most of the stuff in my house is this more natural wood color. So what I find with a pattern is that you can choose like whatever colors you want to put in there. Like as long as you make the dark colors on the pattern the darkest and the lightest colors on the pattern the lightest, it should look fine. So I was worried as I was stitching that this might not even turn out to look like a succulent, but it kind of does in a more like abstract way. So the thing that's nice about having a pattern on your phone or a tablet is that you can like zoom in so you can see clearer. You're not gonna hurt your eyes as much as looking at like a little tiny squares on a piece of paper. So yeah, that's what I liked about the pattern. Yeah, it was quite easy to follow. Even though it's like more complex, I really like the patterns that are more realistic like this. So yeah, I really enjoyed stitching this succulent. Thanks again to Stitch It Picasso. Again, they have an Etsy shop, and I will put their link in the description below. Thanks!